He's played everything else just once.
He's been liking Clinks.
Clinks is good too. I think Clinks is the other hero he's picked twice now because he picked in the last game. I think they need to deny the gyrocopter, and I think they need to deny the Nature's Prophet Ohio. If any of those two happen, I think that it's going to be a rough game for NaVi.
Prophet is probably a little bit more in terms of the overall strategy. I think the overall strategy wise, it's much more risky to give away the Prophet to Fnatic.
Find out which heroes they denied each other, because we are in the draft and we can take a look at what teams gonna be doing, because we see Mushi, but I'm mostly curious to see what mid one's gonna do, because I have seen some poker games from him.
He's like I mentioned, a very similar mid player like Dandy. He plays a lot of heroes that make space, like Park, Magnus, Vocal, Quaswax. Those are the heroes that he's really comfortable with.
Which one do you want to see him on? Is it because I'm a fan of
they will pick it depending on the enemy lineup, and they are going to give him obviously a good matchup 1v1.
Yeah.
So maybe that's something that NaVi doesn't focus on. They just want to have a hero that, this hero is going to be good with our matchup, even though he's going to maybe suffer a little bit in the mid lane, but we want a hero that synergizes well with our lineup. Whereas for Fnatic, they are very what was that?
They denied it by picking it.
Oh, okay.
The Furion for NaVi. That's something I haven't seen in a while.
Prophet?
When Fnatic goes for the really aggressive play, the Iron Shell on the Ember Spirit, so let's see if NaVi goes for the counter to that, which is the Oracle.
Yep.
Yep, that is actually a big problem for those heroes, because it actually removes the Iron Shell right now, the Flame Guard, and the Surge. So
but it's very expensive mana-wise.
Yeah, but team fights, like you see the Ember running in, you remove so much of his damage with the Flame Guard. Flame Guard is a long cooldown, so most likely in one team fight, you are going to be able to use it one time.
Yeah, so you're mostly saying that it's super useful, but in the laning stage, maybe not as much.
Laning phase is quite bad for Darkseer too. I played that lane, it's horrible. It's annoying, because generally as Darkseer, you want to have lanes like Darkseer, Tusk, Darkseer, one that can go very aggressive, and against Oracle, you cannot actually go aggressive. You want to alter your playstyle, that you want to focus on your economy, you want to farm, just go jungle, like you push out the lane, you go, right now, there are a lot of different ways of playing the Darkseer. You can try to contest the lane, or you can just put 2 Iron Shells in the wave, and then run back towards, the camp, 40 seconds, and then you try to stack, because they are on dire right now, so you need to tangle to get a tree, pull the camp, and you get a double stack at them. I think that's one of the better ways to play Darkseer on the offlane on dire right now. So gonna help him get a lot of levels, and I think in this game, maybe focusing on getting more levels is more important than dropping the enemy, so like an Oracle.
So you're kind of saying play the late game or play the long game against the Nature's Prophet?
Nah, I mean, I'm not saying that they should focus more on late game, but I'm talking about the early laning phase of Darkseer, which is harder to go aggressive because of the Oracle pick.
Now, Oracle has had a bit of growing pains getting into the scene. He's one of the lower ends in terms of elo gain and win rate, not very good, but I think that's mostly chalked up to the fact that players are just kind of getting used to him. I don't think that's really indicative of how good he is or how bad he is. I think it's teams knowing when to pick him. Like that purge is very strong against this lineup. I think it's a great pick here, and I think it's just he just plays differently than just about any other support hero. He kind of plays like Dazzle in a way that you're trying to constantly heal your teammates, but it's still very different in a lot of other ways.
Better than Dazzle.
He's a lot of people think
he's in the lane.
He's less risky than Dazzle, though.
He's less risky, that's one thing. But in the lane, like, because I'm the off laner, when I'm Oracle sometimes, right now, because I don't understand the hero much, like there's a lot of moments where he can actually just kill me with 2 of his the purifying flames, and I don't expect him to be able to kill me because he uses the purge combination where he removes the heal at the same time, and then because of the range and the cooldown of the purifying flames, they're actually able to catch you another time and you just die from the burst. So those are one of the few things that Dazzle can't do.
Right.
You're not as strong.
But for Dazzle to save you, it's just it just clicks on you in W, and it saves you no matter what happens.
Well, not against.
It's a little bit
against
easier.
X.
Well, we're not seeing a whole lot of X.
We are going to see Bench once more.
It's just a difference between. I think Oracle just has a higher ceiling than Dazzle, but
it's a lot harder to execute. I agree. But right now, NaVi is very clear of their plans, and I think it's probably going to have to try to strategize on how to deal with the defense of their towers, because NaVi is going to just force a lot of things with the cooldowns they have. The DP ultimate, the Prophet will be pushing as well.
Should we be surprised that the Prophet made it through this phase? Because
I don't think Fnatic thought Dindy was going to play it.
No, yeah, I think Fnatic wanted it for themselves, and they didn't feel like NaVi would pick it. So probably that's the case. Oh, right. Oh, they're gonna go for the Chen.
Oh, I like the Chen.
Which is really good with their current playstyle. So right now their setup is Venge probably the support partner with the Chen. Off lane, Ember might be mid, might be safe lane, but I'm actually thinking it's more likely it's gonna be the Mushi hero, and they're gonna put mid on or maybe a Nyx, something like that, a temp controlling mid. NaVi literally has a dream lineup because when you pick that Prophet, you want two things, like you want heroes that can actually help you in the early lane, like the and you want defensive support. Tusk and they have Oracle.
That's
heroes.
Two of the best.
Yeah, two of the best.
They can always have Nature's Prophet as well, just in case they need an extra hand.
Yeah, I mean that's always the option there, and I feel like kind of
5 seconds remaining.
draft that you want when you pick. You want to make sure that you can't easily burst the DP down fights. Right now, it's gonna force Fnatic to think if we swap the DP in, because that's usually how you want to start the fight against DP. You want to take her out before she pops her ultimate.
And
so right now,
she gets a Spirit Siphon.
Yeah,
kicks off.
yeah. So basically, right now there's Snowball and there's the Oracle. So there's a lot of problems for them.
Or what
10 seconds.
I mean, Axe counters that, but like what K-pop mentioned, it's not a hero in the meta.
Yeah, he's not very good right now.
5 seconds remaining.
I think he can still. I think he still has some like. He can be good against like Brew. He's a counter pick hero, and he counters the defensive stuff a little bit, but it's not enough to be that's what you're going for.
Turn to pick.
So let's see what they. Well, I expect the last hero to be Beyond's hero, but I could be wrong because they haven't been playing so much. The only games that I saw were the games they played in the qualifiers. So I'm not sure whether they put Midwan on the Ember, but based on their games, Midwan are usually on tempo controlling heroes.
Right, I'll be surprised if this is.
I actually like Nyx this game for them. I'm not sure if they'll pick it. The mana burn is really good versus the heroes.
Yeah,
DP
that's
or
Prophet Oracle and Nature's Prophet.
Yeah. I actually go for that hero.
Dude, you get Octarine, it's like a 3-second mana burn, the spell
Yeah,
stage, like 600 damage.
Good luck going there, dude.
Is there a chance to go?
Anti-mage, oh okay.
It's gonna be
Then it
next
is
week.
Turn to
Mid
pick.
one, Ember Spirit.
Yeah, he's gonna play Ember Spirit and they're gonna take the game. So they basically changed their plan.
Right.
From the Chen, they were like, after the 4th pick, they feel like, okay, it's gonna be really hard for us to go all out in the early to mid game. So we want to fall back to more games, so they picked the AM. Wow, Omni Knight once again.
Well, they saw it done against them. They're gonna actually use it as support. They have Arcel on the
Yeah, and it's a hero that also helps the DP a lot. But I'm not sure if it's the best pick here because it's kind of like overkill. So right now, if you look at their draft, they have only 1 stun. Snowball? Okay, 2 stuns. Plus Warrior's Punch.
same hero though. If you
Yeah, it's like only one hero.
control that one hero.
One
have
hero
issues with
provides the
lockdowns for
disable,
Yeah.
and enemy team has anti-mage. So he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna farm everywhere because enemy cannot catch me. So I think we saw it in TI during one of the games. I remember clearly. Complexity against EG AM when Complexity didn't have much stuns, so it could be a problem for them.
Okay, well we're gonna find out if it is a problem. How big of a problem that actually is. It's time for our second game of the day. NaVi Fnatic with the dynamic duo Gods and LD.
Thank you very much, Shiver. Ladies and gentlemen, we are
5
live here
seconds
in Minsk,
remaining.
getting ready for our second of 9 BO1s. It is going to be a long and exciting day, Gods. NaVi, not up to the best start. We saw them drop the game to EG. They saw the Omni Knight in action. They decided that for ourselves.
for
Do you
battle.
think it's going to be as good as in the EG draft last time?
Not sold on it. I think they, as Winter said, they have no answers for the anti-mage, and they're really all in on this push. And as great as Omni Knight can be in that, it felt like unnecessary when they've already got Oracle and Tusk. So it doesn't give them a very well-rounded draft here. And even though you are going for a kind of one-dimensional maybe push strategy, I think you could have gone for something like, even if it's just like a standard support that has some cats like a Shadow Shaman, you've got the lockdown to go with the pushing aspect of the hero, for example. But
Well, Sir Action Slacks will be pleased, but maybe not if the hero racks up a loss. So with that, we get underway, guys. It is our second match of the day. Fnatic back in their own jungle. I will say the last time I saw the Mushi Anti-Mage Gods, not his best individual
30
showing. Had an
seconds
incredible
to battle.
start, total free farm, and it was like 5 or 6 times that he just blinked into enemy heroes when he was saved by his teammates, then fed unnecessary kills. So that could be the wild card here, is whether or not Mushi brings his A game, but assuming he does, it is going to be a pretty good end.
again, we see what looks like NaVi possible aggressive lane. It's going to just be running the Nature's proper. So it's actually a safe lane farming
battle
Nature's
begins.
out of NaVi. I guess that makes sense considering the Tusk Omni Knight duo, but
Kind of a classic way to play it, where you look for that +1 to just blow up the enemy safe lane early on,
Yeah.
or at least take the tower and limit the anti-mage's
something Dietra has played hero there. So it was very much, it felt like a deny pick from NaVi, who probably heard the Fnatic love this Nature's Prophet. It was ignored from in the EG NaVi series, at least stage, but see it come out here.
Have you seen the DR Prophet before? How do you expect him to itemize him?
He gets really kind of aggressive. Itemization, I've seen him do a few different. I'm not entirely sure about that, but he'll maybe get that fast level 5, level 6, TPing up lanes, help go for early tower pressure and play around that.
Fight breaking out here, but Venge doing well, holding her own. We are going to see the offlane Darkseer, as we've discussed at length both during the qualifiers as well as here, or the qualifiers for Shanghai. Mushi, getting caught out early on.
I'd say he blinked out from the shot.
His blink, like, decision making is, again, like, at least the games I saw in Shanghai were not always. For now, is going to be okay. Has to be wary about that pure damage from the healing and harm. Mushi, really playing it tight here.
Eliminate his. This is not going to be an easy anti-mage lane. Just having the dual lane up there. Chen's going to have to rotate early, I want to say. And normally you see like a Ember versus Death Prophet mid. You think, okay, let's gank mid. Let's put pressure on this very vulnerable, easy gank Death Prophet. Cure farm for your anti-mage. So if anything, it feels like there's a lot of lanes Fnatic need to pay attention to early on.
Mid lane is the one that's going reasonably early on. Is with the wave pushing in, still even in CS. Soul siphons off. The Ember not known for his lane dominance. They're going to make a move here on Mushi. They might have enough for a kill. There is a Mango available. They could snowball into a heal bomb, and Mushi is going to get rolled on the timing. Just a split second off. Can they turn this? There's no mana to steal, but the pure physical damage from Net might be enough. Mushi going back in as he baited Axmo into a death. There's the healing self juking through the trees. Tries to get out of there. It does get canceled. Venge going to sweep back around for the south. Still clearing it up. Going with the auto attacks. They're diving for this one. The heal is used again, and Art Style will salvage the.
That's really good for Fnatic now. They can't really contest the lane so easy. Tusk has to go back to base. Mushi still has Tangos left, so ideally you get the first blood there, but the state of the lane right now is Fnatic favored until Tusk returns.
Mushi is going to need a bit of help, though. He's only got 3 CS. He's chewed through 5 Tangos already. He's going to at least need a little support to get up. Probably the Rhino. Chen not rotating. He is just turbo farming the jungle. Had a Wildkin going to work earlier.
I think he had some not the ideal creeps. Wild Wing is just one of those things, like you grab it if it's there, you maybe try and stack Tornado Farm, but really not the neutral creep Chen.
By the way, this bottom lane, 15 denies on Nature's Prophet at 3 minutes.
That's how you get him to leave the
lane. You've got an Oracle there, which already makes Darkseer P his pants there, and then just to round things off. Prophet with more denies than mid has farm.
Get away from the Ice Shards block, and Darkseer will keep coming back to this bottom lane, but very, very tough for him. He can't really try and trade hits with the Oracle at all. All he can do is just Iron Shell creeps. Yes, because you're not going to waste a purge from Oracle on an Iron Shell creep.
See any kill opportunities for the Prophet in the next couple minutes?
Yeah, absolutely.
And if so, which lane do you think he's most likely?
Any of the 3 lanes, I guess. Like he could have
gank his own lane.
He could have actually got that first blood on Anti-Mage probably if he TP'd like preemptively to where the blink
could be in a bit of trouble here in the bottom lane, taking a lot of harassment. Gonna drop low. There's the Sprout trying to block him, but I will just surge around it.
Yeah. And you've got Ember pre-level 6, you've got Anti-Mage on consistently super low HP, and you've got a Darkseer who can get his Surge purged off. So I think any of the 3 lanes could see kill.
Oh, just gotta be careful with that blink though, Mushi. If he blinks the wrong time and patient walk before the turn of health, lane was stabilized, assuming ganks. Mid lane. Decent farm on mid 1 considering the matchup.
Chen's ideal rotation timing is going to come when Ember hits level 6, or like right before he hits level 6. He's going to probably smoke right mid around when he's going to buy Remnant to engage with.
But he is really their only catch until quite a bit more experience.
Yeah. Oh, mid 1.
Almost with the solo kill. Dendy the long range. Not actually.
I don't think he was expecting it. Exorcism at level 6 is pretty uncommon for Death, but...
Well, I prefer it over no exorcism for 23 minutes, which we also saw. I think it was out of complexity.
Oh, and Chen was actually roaming mid, which is really, I assume, smoked up, so... was coming towards the mid lane to try and find a pickoff, but that timing with Ember lead out of the lane, and Overwatch just means that there.
Pounded here top, and then the Venge comes in looking for the stun, the self-propel, but there's the roll forward. Axmo is going to find him, but they don't have the follow peel bomb to get the kill. Artstyle might get turned on. In fact, Mushi looking to go back in. Prophet's going to join the party. Summons the Treants. Gets Mushi with one more auto tech. Sitya cleans up the first blood. Now the Sprout trying to scout out what I believe might have been a flying courier. Yeah, off to the south a little bit. Elsewhere, Net getting body blocked. Nicely done by Ditya, but the Creeps also joined the party. They're going to roll forward towards the Venge and away from the trouble. DJ is burning to pair the Treants. There's the Fairy Fire. Not quite enough. It's a double for DJ. Looking for a bit more. They've already brought down the Prophet, and now the chains onto Axmo. No escape for him either. Is it going to be a triple for DJ? Is he going to give it to the Ember? Dukin gets it done. A triple for the Chen. That is going to be one fast mess.
He's level 6 already. He's 100 XP short of that. That's
Forget
insane.
smoke ganking and let Mushi come to you.
Yeah. 960 gold for a Chen. They were so close to getting first blood themselves as well. It was less than a second after Mushi went down that they killed the Omni Knight with the Chen rotation. So
they did get the anti-mage kill.
Yep.
Too terrible for NaVi, although the numbers didn't look great. I think considering who they killed off, and they forced the Ember rotation.
And it's not like you kill him once and then he's just come back to lane and be able to free farm. This lane is going to be consistent.
Can move on mid potentially. That ward has been doing a lot of work. Either expired or they
The Chen is smoked though, so this is something that they may be able to still with. Phase boots though picked up on Dendy means he's got that big movement speed burst that makes it a lot harder to land.
I mean, it's got to be right. The long range lob coming out from the Mud Golem, and then mid one barely able to collect Dendy with the chains. That secures the kill. Prophet, although he popped the ult, there's enough firepower to counterplay this. And in fact, Artstyle rambles in. Suddenly the Creeps, they get hungry. They're on for blood. That's a low level repel. Might be able to chase him down here.
Maybe a remnant.
Turn this one, he heal bumps the Creeps. DJ now caught in an awkward position. That's a big kill to give up. He is very highly leveled. Army should be okay. Why? Arcane boots as well as the headset.
Rich. This is, I mean, Omni Knight coming mid means the anti-mage, he can 1v1 pretty well against Axmo here. He's got the sustain. Not zoned the Tusk out, but he should be able to get more.
Yeah, he's definitely getting it now. In fact, they may go for a kill. Axmo, does he have anything to roll towards coming from? No, actually just rolled in the creep wave, and then the Chen creeps arrive.
Baited out the snowball with an animation cancel on his map.
He didn't really have anything good to he rolls into the...
under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
See? Looking on the mid tower, and it is an exorcism.
Is under attack.
I am liking the fact that he's using it a lot early, because I feel like some Death Prophets are too reserved with it. I'll end up seeing it for the first.
We're seeing an Orchid Rush from Teacher, so the answer to the Ember Spirit and timing's the anti-mage as well.
This is where killing the AM becomes really big with the way. The Spirit Siphon on the mid one, now looking to turn, but the Oracle's there on the other side of this and quickly brought down. Ohio suddenly in an awkward position. Te'Ara with the body blocks, just using the hero Sprout up in 4 seconds. Teleport a bit sooner. Triads come out, so they have a way to cancel this. Like it. Make it home. Again, the only stun on the team, and well, that stun might be going down here. Snowballs into the creeps. Mushi. Harass him. They want to push. Put all this ready. Try them out.
Yeah, this is just the two heroes up here. I don't really see this being all too successful for Fnatic, and NaVi Ultra on the map can push probably a lot faster. Exorcism's down, but for Fnatic to take fights into this lineup.
Is under attack.
I feel like just how aggressive. Constantly upon.
AMTP.
Oh shit, it's Anti-Mage. Everybody run! Gonna gank us.
He's got a Blink Dagger, guys. Oh wait, no, that's just Blink Strike. Timing is there, and okay.
Ow. Gonna buy time for that Death Prophet ult. Well, see NaVi go for the tier 1 top instead. Fnatic. Only the Chen really able to quick bring down towers, and he is looking mid.
Yeah.
Find Ditya, there's the roll forward for mid one. Chen creeps in position. The clap not quite micro properly by DJ. They still get the Ember commitment, but Suneko's there to try and turn around, looking to keep the Prophet alive, keeping him healthy for now. Even though the nukes, he's absolutely fine. Then Omni's right to the fight, as though you could actually damage him when there's Oracle and Omni on the same team. Who are you kidding, Fnatic? DJ may go down next here just before he TP's out. So they do end up getting the counter kill. And all the while, Dendi ults just cooled down, pushing that lane. It's like, slow push the tower with auto attacks. No rotation in sight. Trying to counter.
I feel like full committed mid. These Fire Remnant initiations aren't quite working for Fnatic right now. They're just, I think, choosing kind of the bad timings to go for it when NaVi are ready to counterplay it, and often mid one just finds himself a bit stuck and overcommitted into some fight.
And the Flame Guard gets purged, and he's their only initiator, so he's suddenly in the middle of like 4 NaVi heroes and just gets.
Goodbye, by the way.
See you later.
Not solo killing anyone just yet. So Ohio also, this is the big thing now for Fnatic. It's not like they've made up for like an anti-mage getting pressure by getting more out of other lanes. The Darkseer's had a really bad time. The only one who seems to be doing well right now, you could say, is for the Chen, compared to how a Chen normally does at this stage of the game. AM got a tier 1 tower, so he's kind of back where he wants to be. Turning into a classic anti-mage game where like the early game's not really going great, you're just trying to buy time for the AM. This is going to become quickly protect AM.
Maybe split play with Chen creeps and generally can just go down, but Jaime will be great on this Orchid. Time he gets Orchid, he'll have a solid couple of minutes before AM's even close to scratching her.
Right, Fnatic going down bottom, NaVi going up top. You see the death prop mid, I guess realize that's not a kill they're likely to get.
He's used the Blake offensively, but they already rotated.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I mean, I think Fnatic should have realized that's the case, and they're just going for the trade because they saw Death Prophet. They saw 2 illusions and Death Prophet. They knew that he was, and there was a real Death Prophet. Back up, and
NaVi don't want to make trades. NaVi want to have head-on collisions here. Mid one. Gonna turn on Axmo, gets out, needs that Oracle or the Omni Knight to help him out. They do purge off the Flame Guard. Now he's gonna need to retreat up to the low ground. He will go. Sprouting Net holding him in position, but this is buying a little time for the anti-mage in the top lane. Swaps out, down he ops to the Oracle, nuke damage. Ohio out now. The whole Chen army scattering too, but that was happening. Then Limestone pressure in the mid lane. Almost. For NaVi, they're just gonna have to wait for that Orchid before they can really go for move.
They didn't actually get the T2 mid tower in the end, but realistically defending a tower, and yeah, they almost actually got down to 200 HP. They left Dendi mid as well, so he got some extra just solo farm, some XP. That's a hero that they still need to kind of help transition him into the late game. I think that probably really shines there.
For something here. Non-avoid available, but Pella first time. She jumping forward, art style!
The scales.
Timing. Well played by Mushi, but
classic Mushi outplay, I guess.
Sultan of SWAT gets swatted.
Tower is under attack.
Oh, and for NaVi, like the Orchid timing is really scary for Fnatic to deal with. They haven't got the best answers. The defensive swaps there is Chen heals, but
bottom tower is under attack.
These are not like it's not the most reliable form of save. Even if you swap them out,
you lose a Vengeance dead. Let's say, yeah. Oh yeah, as you say, they're still silenced. Even if you're still giving up kills, you're still giving up ground.
Way to deal with the offense that your Auction Brain is to put him on defense, catching him out with heavy nuke damage, swapping him to prevent a TP. It will secure kill, but NaVi again on the offensive elsewhere. Barreling down mid, the tier 2 likely to drop. Dead, the anti-mage a lot safer, and DJ also done a good job at split.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Rest. In the Oracle. Or Chen creeps, but to go the shards. Is there a snowball just out of range? It looks like, and Saneko's got to be careful about that Iron Shield Wildkin. The whole Chen army here, if microed properly, could possibly kill him. Anti-mage continue.
NaVi without even having to rotate cores defend their tier 2. For Fnatic, you're just kind of scared of something like buyback from Prophet TP. Core heroes.
Already off. Scattered to the wind.
Hopefully they were trying to find that Exus there, or even just good right-click sprouts and then follow it up with a death prophet. But
it's a pretty easy kill if you get the
under attack.
Out of here.
Prophet will edge. Ultimate. Silence is there from Dendi, but the heal comes out from the Chen, perhaps enough to save him even through the Yules. Prophet TP not available, or he would have joined that. Yeah.
reactions from Chen, gets the heal save. Mushi still getting forced back to base. And realistically, that costs NaVi nothing though. So even though they don't find the actual kill per se.
Yeah, and you send him back to base like you said.
Sending him back to base, slowing him down, and
Radiant's bottom tower
very
is
aggressive
under
up the map.
Saved the siphon earlier, and he's using it now top to pressure mid one. There's a game of aggression from NaVi, counterplays from Fnatic, but the damage, they are leading in terms of kills, and Chen,
Radiant's
hero of
bottom
this game so
tower
far,
is
with the
falling.
early triple kill, and now maybe finding one on Axmo bottom. There, again with the save. But it to me feels like Chen has just been the MVP in terms of slowing the game down, buying space and time for very greedy mid-game lineup, anti-mage and
It's always, I think, better to play Chen when you've had a bad start and you have a hero like Anti-Mage because you're playing more passive and you're kind of looking around like, what do I do now? Like, we can't really 5-man. You've got to create space, but DJ's had no
Tower is under attack.
playing a different style and being the one to put him in danger, pressuring the bottom lane and not even getting caught out doing so.
How much urgency are you feeling for NaVi? Although they've had a good start, Anti-Mage doesn't. Now, as we can see, the game is actually very even with that tower dropping bottom and gold, and Fnatic actually leading experience. If you're NaVi, you need to be like full committing for smokes here? Do you need to be towers more, or are you just content to trade farm?
NaVi, they've actually used up all their smokes here, so their ability to gank is somewhat okay. They've been on the heroes. They've bought them out, but that really shows they want to try and take fights in net.
So just for net, and the Yules will find him. All that just for revenge.
They're hoping for the Ember as well, but I think NaVi, they've got this Orchid Yules timing. They're going to play aggressive, but they don't have to high ground during. They actually still scale very well into the late game with Death Prophet and Nature's Prophet.
Fnatic thinking right. They are. Hit. So the exorcism's on cooldown, and mid one's going to draw their attention away in the top lane. Even if he dies, probably worth it to secure this. So I don't know they actually needed the distraction. You drop below to the soul burn, but able to remnant out mid. Can he escape this? Has the TP. Sleight of Fist is there along with the chain to give him a bit of time. And well, I guess you say space created. They made there's the tower and the Ember, but they should be able to get the road.
Trying to creep skip, but Tusk was like just conveniently still there, and
Prophet at the
yeah, Prophet TP in with the Orchid. And I think he survived the Orchid. It was tearing out. It was just for him to get fully away from the Tusk there.
Dire's top tower is fallen.
At the style, at which point, very light on lockdown for him. Or if this does go late.
They've got heroes that can those items like Prophet Hex. Death Prophet probably won't go for one. You're more likely eventually
Maybe
you
like
can.
a fifth or
Yeah, after the Octarine plus whatever it may be. That and all stuff. So the mech on the Chen just kind of opened up the Darkseer as far as item progression went.
The easiest escape for Ohio is the heal finds him. My God.
Yeah.
Get the Soulburn. Gyarados.
I don't like the decision so much to put Chen on the mech duty here because I think Darkseer game all the silence that's out there. So as far as ways to get rid of it now, you're looking at like a BKB build up. The Yules is like so because it's not instant. Like it doesn't instantly get rid of the silence. Like you throw yourself up in the air and it's set up into Death Prophet silence or like some kind of initiation onto the Darkseer himself. So he needs to ideally go for a BKB or a Lotus Orb.
I guess he could get a Yules, but that's
Yeah, I don't feel like Yules is that good against all the silence. Because
trying to stop crit. Again, the lack of TPs does. So their option would have been Chen getting an early Ags probably, and then the Darkseer builds the Greaves.
I've seen a few teams that have just like rushed the Chen Ags. And
helps you split push even more.
Dire structures are fortified.
Oh, we'll see how it kind of works out for the Darkseer. I feel like it's going to be a rough game. From the 4-staff is a really important item for them to get. Being able to get away from the Sprout, the Soul Siphon, and along with the Navi aggression.
And it's the game of dodging for Fnatic. Now split push. Try to slow down Mushi, and he doesn't have the Manta yet, but at the same time, that's where the Aegis comes in handy. He's going to casually Battle Fury his way out of that Sprout. While arriving, find those heroes up on the high ground. What's hunting for now? They do take tier 1 bottom. Tower off the map. NaVi happy about that. Fnatic. They do get a pick here. Net isolated, and they will lose the bend. Still, the cores are really looking for it. Mid one zips away, and Team Age just pressuring the mid lane. Aren't losing carries, and tied this game, I believe. Mushi, fourth chart, continue to farm Manta.
Radiant's top tower
Doing a
is
good
under
job just
attack.
farming a bit safer, and also I think Ned played a big part in his ability to farm the map right now. Just always being near him or with him, like when he's throwing himself mid lane, Ned's just there on the high ground, hiding in fog, trying to make sure that Mushi's able to farm. You have to use flop save to get him out of danger right now. You're totally okay with that. He's firing on the map. You're not close to your towers. Your side where there's like you get a pick off on Avenge, like you get a tower right away. If you're getting a pick off on Avenge and then AM just free farms the map because of it, you trade off Fnatic want to make.
It's like the old highlight eye bounty hunter. He can rack up the deaths, but he's getting deep wards out. He's helping Mary's farm and stalling the game. Bottom. Top lane. Constant spread offense from Fnatic. Never really grouping more than 2 or 3. Counter the split push. Ditya Ra is good. Ags on the Prophet, but Seneko does get caught in the jungle trying to protect himself. For now, pops the ult, and it will be enough here as escapes.
Radiant's
Back to Ohio.
structures are fortified.
Self bottom. There's Orchid. The
Radiant's top
dart's a
tower
bit off the
is
mark,
under
but the snowball will connect. They still have a wall response, and they want to hold it just for a half second. Sure, there's no TP. Man, that Oracle nuke damage. Job done. Full TPing forward, hunting for additional follow-up kills. Prophet. Sun didn't have the Sprout cooldown ready anyway, but meanwhile, top lane for a move here on Dendi. Could be bad. Trapped for now. Arc style there. Forced the self-repel, and that could be trouble, but Dendi's fairly tanky. Now gets the Omni Knight ult up. They just can't bring him down. Now the Oracle arrives. Mushi, this is a bad death if he ends up falling, and he does have the Aegis still. News, but Ditya Ra falls on the Prophet elsewhere. Can they kill him a second time? The question. Stuns are cooling down. They get the silence off the heal bomb as well. Mushi! That's the kill they can't afford. He drops, and Axmo hunts for more. Sure, they lost the Prophet, but getting that precious prized anti-mage is going to make it all feel good. NaVi looking. DJ able to TP out the late snowball. Not enough.
Radiant's middle tower
Mushi
is
had
under
every
attack.
opportunity to blink there when he saw the Aegis. He was trying to actually kill Dendi. Dendi had like 150 mana out of like 1400 mana. That mana would have done a huge amount of damage. He's just like needed a few more right clicks to get it. So he was trying to, instead of blinking away back to safety, he's like, okay, I'm going to limit kill Dendi.
And this is exactly what happened in the qualifiers as well, by the way, in a similar game.
And I think he like figured, okay, even if this doesn't work, I don't kill Dendi, I've got the Aegis to fall back on, but they just instantly silenced him and focused him down throughout the silence after the Aegis respawned. So it wasn't like there was really an escape plan for him if he died and if it out for him. So
it also highlights the importance of mana out of this game, which finally has meant
get into it too. So he did spend.
I say finally, it's a pretty damn good Manta timing, but more finally is in he's just definitely going on net. Now the nukes start to come out. Follow up from Ditya Ra, and my god, that's easy. Kills are just inevitable.
Bench. Very, very hard game for him to kind of play around the Navi aggression. The team.
Whether Fnatic win or lose, by the time this game ends, I imagine we'll see them getting lapped. Pretty much all the other support. By virtue of this.
Bench, he's going to 10 deaths is win or lose. Play perfectly versus play like decent bad game. Like you, however this game goes for Net, he's going to have 10.
End him. Save the send back for the back.
Preemptively send back and then he swaps in to save someone. Like, okay, we a bit too aggressive to start the send back now.
Oh, we haven't talked a whole lot about Ember God. Managed to complete Battle Fury. So quietly can become more of a factor in the catch is mediocre at this point. Silence is no longer that effective against AM.
I think Navi do go on the late game because that's when the Hex they'll have who can have like Octarine Hex, so it's like a down hex, super cooldown Hex. Death Prophet could do the same thing if something really lacking disable.
What I mean here for the Yule Scepter to come out. Now Ohio trying for the TP, Soul Siphon, not quite enough.
Perhaps on cooldown or just wait to see where he's off to, but the fast TP.
Scouted. Want to engage on this? I think Prophet can join. See, he did opt to complete the egg, so gain pressure, but much more he commits, or if this is where he said.
First, like more tanky and just optimize your time of the treants as well as the Wrath of Nature.
How do you see the timing window? Is there a point where it's just, even with the hexes, it's still just too late and you can't AM Ember?
I don't think there's ever going to be a point in this game where it's like, okay, they've let Fnatic go too farmed and let it get to the late game. It's a late game like NaVi with Hex on Death Rock can still definitely win and scale well. Prophet just gets kind of scarier to me. But it's kind of goes both ways, where Fnatic's also, they've not got a lineup where it's like, okay, AM's now 6 slotted at 40 minutes in, they have to win the game. If it goes longer than that, they're still looking okay. Ember is a great answer to the annoying Nature's but Wrath of Nature spam, the Treant pressing in all lanes. So I think on both sides, it's come down to execution. Most stages of this game. The mid game probably NaVi favored, the late game going to be like both good options as far as their ability to fight.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
You're caught by the snowball, uppercut coming through. Prophet might have been trying.
Double damage.
The good news for Fnatic, as odd as it sounds, is there's only one more outer tower for NaVi to claim. So if they actually want to take objectives, they're going to have to really go deep on these side lanes. Fnatic a chance mid.
Dire's bottom tower is
Top
under
as well.
attack.
It's close on net worth, and that's with the tower advantage going formidably Fnatic's
Jumped
way.
onto Senego without the Mana Void. Decides it's not quite enough damage. Has already kind of did the Manta style, but able to
top
just
tower is
play out
under
of the
attack.
Sprout. Should be okay for now. Now he's the space creator, while the rest of Fnatic can rotate on top and mid.
The harder Trash build-up is like the, I want to be invincible.
Radiant's middle tower
The
has
HP
fallen.
boost from Heart, he's going to be unkillable. Silencers aren't enough, you can't lock him in place
Radiant
using Sprout, as
structures
you just
are
see. You
fortified.
silence him, you try Sprout him, he just
Dire's
pulling blades
bottom
out of there, and then
tower
he
is
just
under attack.
walks away. So the Orchids aren't even that reliable.
And their physical damage is just the ghost,
Radiant's
and getting on top of
tower is
him as a
under
Death Prophet.
Radiant's top tower has
Right
fallen.
for the send back here on Ohio. Will be successful. They found a deeper opportunity though. DJ Chrissy, will he be the
it's
sacrifice?
there!
No!
He ensnared him so he couldn't get heals off! Oh, DJ, you micro god! Oh, that was
That
so
made
good.
up for all the laning stage snafus.
Oh
That's for
my
sure.
gosh, I'm just watching, it's like, oh, he's actually not going to be able to TP out because Death Prophet's just going to straight up heals him, and he did. That
Radiant's
was
middle tower
insane.
is under
Insanely
attack.
good check.
And just the overall strategy from Fnatic, keeping the game nice and slow. Lanes pushed in. Not aside from the one death on Mushi. Very safe play overall from the cores. Back.
Yeah, he's 0-2-0, but that's kind of the nature of this game and the pace Fnatic's been playing at. Really, just like the Ember as a tempo controller and ganking hero for them. Gem on both sides, and this is the kind of game where Gem gets more and more important because you're playing that kind of like game of just moving around the map, playing key play, trying to trade towers. You need to know where heroes are on the map and have the best possible vision. And you're not fighting, so Gem gets even better when you're not fighting because it's a very low chance that you're actually going to lose the item.
This is a fun one. Octarine, Arcana Rune combo.
Lands.
Alright, I guess you want to ult soon.
Yeah.
Take that Roche, boys. Let's go.
I haven't actually. Either team's really Shen too much.
I think it only respawned. Fnatic did take.
Yeah, this time around I don't think Fnatic
Never refuse
do
good.
as much about it. But I think fighting into Exism at this stage is still very tricky.
Fnatic can just
Fnatic.
take mid or even pressure
Yep.
the base.
But for now, yeah, they're not going to go for the Roshan.
Yeah. Mo is scouted out by mid one, and now Mushi wants a piece of that. Moving forward, Sleight of Fist again, commitment, and now looking for the turn. Mushi, Spirit Siphon going on the illusion. He's gonna jump back. Chrissy's there with the ultimate, just hides on the high ground, scouts out the whole engagement, waits for a good Mana Void opportunity. Artstyle's Mana Pool a bit on the low end, but the overall Mana Pool.
I think NaVi thought they'd caught anti-mage. They were like spamming pings on the AM inside the Sprout that was awkward. Like, ping this one, focus, focus.
Get him!
And Mushi's like,
Even if they did catch him, I'm still not.
oh, with the heart. Then you can't actually, he's always going to just eat his way out of the Sprout too. Mid
One though
he
does
is
get
caught,
silenced.
yeah.
That's a more
Nice
killable
full
target.
stop.
But even then, the 4-step comes into play, and the silence is about to wear off. Is he gonna be able to make it out of there? No, he can't. Silences.
That was
Hey.
the Arcane Rune fight from Bendy, I think, was just like the super cooldown
All right,
silence.
gotta get that exorcism going soon.
6-second duration, and the cooldown is
It's
6 point
it's
something.
like-
It doesn't fit.
It's less than
the
it's less than
decimal point.
6.825.
6.2 seconds.
Look at that 75-second cooldown ultimate for Dempsey.
Yeah.
Oh, that arcane rune.
He almost had the 100%
Value.
uptime on the death silence with the cane.
That plus the chain sprout.
Yeah.
Very dirty combo.
Roshan has fallen to the Radiant.
You're always going to be, like, you can't just straight up 5-man down a lane because anti-mage so well. Chen creeps also split push the lanes. And the high ground defense is... Man, okay, so... Diffusal, let's deal with all these key silences.
Alright, now he just needs a Blink Dagger and a Manta and they can have 2 anti.
I mean, I theory crafted like every item. I was like, okay, so he needs to go Lotus Orb or BKB, and then like we talked like Yule's is okay, not great, but the one item we'll talk about against Silence, Diffusal Blade. Sure, why not? You can purge off multiple silences on.
And the Omni Knight, obviously.
Yeah. So this is great, well-rounded utility item and like a dream Diffusal game.
I want to see the 3 anti-mage. Blink Dagger, Manta, the Darkseer, and the Ember.
Surprised you get like a Lotus Orb as well, just to get some extra kind of ability to get rid of silences on teammates as well as yourself.
Casual. Odds build. I think Mushi opted to skip. We see these teammate players in split foot games favor of Vlad's grab. It allows them to go even a bit late. Up. Thought so. NaVi, at this point, they're really going to be waiting on an opportunity to try and break the base, or at least put some big pressure on it.
Have the Ancients pushing out mid lanes, like you can't actually that out as a toss. Normally you're thinking like, oh, support here, they'll out there.
Relax, just Walrus Punch.
Deep press 6k, that's the sheep money, I guess.
He's gonna grab it from the side shot. No, just goes for the TP out, but Mushi's there to break it. Mid one descends on him. Bought the Hex in time. I don't think he really lost any gold there.
He has buyback
a little,
too.
like 300 maybe. Committed the Death Prophet ult in the bottom lane. Age is still online. He's looking to rotate. The wall's already been dropped. Dendy's still fairly healthy, but they're able to instantly purge off the hell here. Dendy hanging on, still very tanky, and Mushi's in the middle of the fight, getting pounded by the Ghost. Spirit Siphon going. They need that swap out. They're going to get it in the nick of time, but he's still silenced. Sent back by the Chen. Everything committed just to save the anti-mage, who's quickly healing up from the heart region. Already ready to re-engage into the fight. They have him full available. Look for the Mana Void if there's a good opportunity. Everyone's still fairly healthy, and Mushi silenced again and again. Now sprouted. Dendy still with the Siphon. Throwing out the nukes here, there, everywhere. Mushi hexed. Is this the time? Can they kill him off? Nope, more step out. Easy escape, and Dendy finally out of mana. That is a really big Mana Void. He had better watch his positioning. Sitting at about 1,500 missing. Now his turn to TP. So in the end, Ben dies. Base is defended. Every big ult used.
NaVi did buy back Prophet. Like as soon as the fight broke out, they were like, okay, be ready to take this one. DTR comes in with the Hex, but NaVi's big issue is the Hexes. Talk about how you need them and they're going to be like the next stage of items against Fnatic's draft, but they're still not guaranteeing kills because of the lack of stuns. The 4-staff's away. The anti-mage can just beat his way out of the Sprout using the Battle Fury. So even when he's orchided, well, not when he's hexed, but when he's orchided, he just gets away. When he's silenced, he gets away. So
and and if they hex him, not only do they have the 4-staff, they have the
Diffusal and swap. So they've got plenty of answers actually keep people alive who get hexed up. Benj is never going to really be a target for any of those. You can always see. In the worst case scenario, you just swap them out. Your Benj. Best case, you save them with the 4-staff, the Diffusal Blade, one of the other kind of tools that you've got. So I'd be surprised to see someone like DJ after the Vlads go back for a Blade as well, or a 4-staff. The staffs are just great against Scythe of Ice in general.
With great defensive play from their throughout the game.
Middle tower is under
Swap
attack.
online. There's one more way to save.
One of NaVi's strong points right now is that they are kind of getting distribution up on TUS. Their supports are sitting on 7k net worth, so got utility items coming out on.
The chain well. Perfectly played by mid one. That's a long grab. With it, a quick kill. Up there,
that's
slowing down the Prophet, and anti-mage also pushing the top lane. Are we going to see a trade about to break out?
Top tower is under
Likely.
attack.
NaVi have to either go all in for bot racks or just come back and fend now.
Confident blink high ground. Will force
Radiant's middle tower
Fight,
is under
actually,
attack.
which is exactly what Mushi wants to do. If they snowball in, Hearts are already almost entirely out of mana, and then just turns on Axmo, gets the bash off. Mana Void is there, securing the kill. Waiting for that big Death Prophet.
Radiant structures
Or
are fortified.
Mana Void on the Death Prophet, but now, Dendi.
They know this Prophet has no buyback. That buyback fight at bottom lane where Navi don't get a lane of racks and don't manage to get any key kills really going to cost them now.
Radiant's
Tier
middle
2's
tower
down mid.
has fallen.
Seeing there's still no buyback, they're going to keep on going. Got the bonus HP here now from the big golem. Oshi pressuring top,
lanes,
rest
yeah.
of the team mid. Fully get the racks, but they're definitely going to do a lot of damage to the towers. Mushi snared, but he just doesn't care. Continues to wail away. Maybe even looking for kill opportunities now. If they get too close, he'll sure as hell go for it. And where do they go? Do they defend top? Do they try to kill the AM? Or do they focus on mid? Every time they go mid, back in the fray. He blinks over to mid, and it looks like they are going to settle on the mid racks as the one to secure. Mid one with the chains, isolating Dendi. Quick repel, but purged off even faster by Ohio. Was prepared for that. Fnatic grabbing another lane of racks. Now the swing on towards bottom lane. He's expecting the chase to come in, and Mushi's right about it. Perfectly. And instead, it's going to be Oracle.
Radiant's top barracks are under
Forced to hunt him
attack.
down. Maybe they lose the bend, but a happy sacrifice. Execution feels a lot more polished than what we saw out of them during the qualifiers.
I mean, Mushi just knowing, like, state of the game, his hero is killable more or less. He even just throws the Manta to get rid of the Fate's Edict from Oracle so he could get the tier 3 tower top. And he knows that even when the Manta's on cooldown, an Orchid is not going to kill him off. So for Mushi, he's just playing this game really well here, kind of in the late game stages, and just really smart decision as far as when to split push. He didn't all in mid with his team. He kept Navi split up for the defense because Navi is kind of strongest in like a grouped up team fight setting where they can get the good GA off, they can have the exorcism. But it's like as Dendi there, you're like, well, do I exorcism to mid? Do I use it for the fight? Like you're not quite sure where to kind of position yourselves and look to fight.
It's just not your style of fight. You want 5v5. Fnatic are too spread out. Point. Ramps up. Another side for Navi. Some save opportunity. Like AM, it's easier hero to just get a solo kill.
And you're going to find solo kill opportunities because of split push. So there's going to be Navi defending a lane with 1 or 2 heroes. You can just blink his anti-mage. Even if there's 2 heroes there, you blink in Abyssal, you could just get an insta kill, and there's nothing to prevent it on the side of Navi. 2-3 hero duos.
Spread the map.
It's just
Anti-mage
great to enter the base at top.
The creep cut top. You get the creeps to march in mid.
Gonna blink
And he
in, there we
blinks
go,
forward, uses it aggressively. Did get through mid. Now the silence comes out. The Hex to follow it up. But there's the damage. They need a lot more than this. The Spirit Siphon comes in, and all of a sudden Mushi starts to melt. Mushi will go down. Underestimated how quickly Navi could bring him down there. The double Hex coming into play for the first time this game. Mid one on the retreat. The ball will not.
Know about the
Dire's
probably
top
didn't know
tower
Death Prophet
is
also
under
had one there.
attack.
Still for Navi though, I look at the lanes. Top lane is pushed in. The rest of the team gonna have trouble getting that from the Nature
Radiant's middle
Prophet.
barracks are under
Yeah,
attack.
mid one.
This, and he is gonna blink away.
That's a big loss for Fnatic. That ruined a lot of their momentum. They were kind of in a position where they could really keep Navi in their base just by the constant threat of the push from the anti-mage, but killing him off really salvages that situation a lot.
It may salvage the creep glory, not lead to objectives. Navi's
Mid-range Rax, these ancient creeps just taking lanes of Rax, and that range Rax is super low HP as well. Could almost go for that as well.
Oh, this could be even bigger. Grabbing
Double Hex.
Ohio.
Yeah.
Death Prophet just slaughtering him with these, and it does appear that Prophet is starting to build into more of a right-click carry. Neko, Glimmering retreating, but mid one is hunting him. They will launch forward with Net there and support. Sneko trying to hang on for now. Does pop the ultimate. They continue to wail away, and he is going to pop anyway in the fountain. But DJ, the third kill of this. It's buying time for Anti-Mage, but it comes at cost as Dendi has broken through into the base on the top lane, has the full ultimate going. Damage done, and he pokes forward. He's looking to get more aggressive. Did one there, ready to hold. He's going to buy back as well. NaVi will be thwarted in their aggression for now, but they get a lot more map control. Buyback. Everybody on Fnatic starting to give away a bit of gold.
Yeah, this is really starting to kick in. It was the second one that made the big difference. First the kill up top, then the kill on the Antimates, then the kill up top on the Darkseer. So, proving to be the item NaVi as far as being able to secure skills, and now the next kind of stage is to build some actual DPS, which probably Dapper Crystallis will build into a Daedalus, and just seems like a kind of essential move and transition.
Is there a point this game where you want to consider just BKB for the anti-mage and trying to brute force some racks?
Yeah, I think that's not a bad idea. You get ahead and you're trying to take like the last third and final lane of racks, you can just KB in and back. I think Lincoln's how much merit is there to a Lincoln against the hexes because they can so easily break it.
And they have a lot of single targets from the Oracle, the Death Prophet with the Yules, and then Insta Hefter.
The AC's really, they're killing you using physical damage during, so with an AC, your armor. Butterfly, similar story where it's like the evasion.
And there's no MKB, at least for now, for the Daedalus, as you.
No, I think Mushi's going to think, like, how do I survive the chain hex? I think the biggest thing is to have the Venge behind him, which was the case when he died up top.
It's hard for her to get there without dying with the ability of Prophet.
I think that death top was on Mushi, not on Net. It was like he went in when Venge was behind him, not that Venge was there for him.
Committed roll forward. Yeah, Ra, you're engaging. They don't finish off the Darks here quite, though. He gets swapped out. Net again making the saves, and Exmo will be the one forced back, while Mushi all the while is cutting the wave in the mid lane, slowing down the offensive from NaVi, but the ghosts keep on coming. Where are the Ghostbusters when you need them, man? DJ dropping quickly to the ghost, the snowball, he melts to the nuke damage and will fall. And it's time for Mushi. Play the rat game. Over towards top, he's gonna finish off the range rack straight onto the melee. Now getting nuked and snared by the Oracle, but just Manta's out of it, blinks away. Again, Mushi frustrating NaVi. Even when they do manage to find kills, cannot get into the base.
And with Mushi, you have to TP back. I'd say it's 3 heroes to stop his push. Like most, unless it's like their 2 carries, the Prophet, both Prophets.
Big on mid one, silence up in the mid lane. Fnatic starting to hammer the kills. The Walrus punches there. Sleight of Fist coming through again. See you later, guys. Did they manage to grab him though? Dendi was actually very close. He blinks to the north. Mid one, not good. We'll be able to. Still painting on the side of Fnatic. They're suggesting there should be some offense here.
It was actually an inch. I think it's actually stuck there in those trees.
Maybe worked out for the.
Mid one's really. Game where like Mantas alone, waves out of silences aren't going to cut it anymore when you're getting hexed up.
Iron. Dendi's he's going to have the perfect route now. Snowball into Mushi. Walrus punches there. Then the Orchid comes through. They've got tons of lockdown for him, but Mushi is very healthy. The heal bomb from Artsdale combined with the right click from Vincere. They get Mushi again. He is being patient with the buyback, but he's dead for 100. May be forced to use it in this situation.
How big is the Roche? I guess with Death not being the best Aegis carry, if we can get anti live before the push comes, then it's okay to give them an Aegis. But you're gonna have to be forced to buy back anyways, and they're gonna get Roshan as well. Then you just want to buy back and put that on.
There you go. He's trying to hold the lanes in the mid, and he may end up paying for this with his life. Pops the ult, but the turn is there from the Hex. Again arriving to the fight. Then the Orchid follows this up. Will be swapped. Survived, but they grab the Aegis. Nobody actually into the base yet as Fnatic try to keep the lanes out. NaVi try to force the team fight. Snowball in the net. They're going to sack the Venge. Feel like we've seen that movie too many times at this point.
Push coming top as Chen creeps as mid one, so AM picks up the BKB that you talked about. It's just an answer to be able to blink in and fight aggressively to just force a Rax taken.
Mid one could end up dying again. The Darkseer is going to be just barely Manta's out.
Yeah. Oh, the attack animations.
Bulldozing down mid though. They're looking to go for this, and Prophet can join them. They have the ultimate up on Dendi.
He almost died there even after the Remnant out. The blink joined the attacks, which I think were
Oracle had some nukes coming for him as well.
Yeah. Prophet has crit, so they can crit or something that could be a kill.
Anti-Mage feels rather fragile, let alone some of these berries at this stage. And well, he's going to respawn soon. Back wall committed just for art style, and Dendi sits happily on the low ground. Both still flowing. DJ walking into them, gets off the test to bait the penitents. Maybe that's the game changer here. Top lane though, looks like Chen creeps continue. You little bastards, but they are going to get cleaned up. We just can't seem to get into Fnatic's base, but every fight past 10-15 minutes, guys, has been a NaVi fight.
Oh yeah, they're finding pickoff after pickoff, and you gotta imagine like a death probably with a refresher, where the exorcism and hex gets a whole lot scarier as well. But after that, it's like, how much further can they go?
Well, you can just stash that, even throw it on the courier and get another item.
Yep.
Aya. Sacrificial plays from Fnatic. They're starting to get punished more because of the pure damage output of NaVi. They find both the Darkseer as well as the Venge, trying to save each other. Now they're both, and Mushi with the BKB, standing strong in the fight, but the Omni Knight ult is there to counter and can't purge it off of everyone. Mushi's BKB getting nothing done during this time. He thought to find a kill. They will isolate Dendi. Throws himself up in the air, tries to survive a bit longer. The Glimmer K plays, he's still got the Aegis. Ohio walks into the right-click damage of Tayara, but Mushi is healthy at the very least. They can bring Dendi down once. Can they do it a second time? That's gonna be the real kicker. Ohio with the Ion Shell into mid one. Saneko gets slaughtered. That's a big sleight of fist. Still the Death Prophet ult cooling down. They really needed to kill off the anti-mates, maybe the Ember as well. 15 seconds and counting. Hexes are about to come up. Pull down Prophet, rejoining the fight. The Greaves are there. Hex number one. They're going to need that second Hex to lock him in position. Swapped out. Then Hexed again. The Spirit's been going this whole while. Man, if they had the Death Prophet ult, he'd be dead for sure. But he blinks in. Mushi gets aggressive here. He keeps on going forward. Net brought down by the Tuscan. They're trying to kill off the backliners. They've decided, screw the Death Prophet. We want the easier, lower hanging fruit. That's a dieback on the Nature's Prophet, it looks like, and this could be even more kills, but now the Exorcism deployed. Still going. Mushi gonna get caught out here. Snowball the punch. Not enough turns with the Abyssal Blade. Yule's up in the air. He can silence him when he comes down. Is there a Manta ready? Mushi does get caught by this. TPing out as the Ember blinks to the left. Barely survives. Where are the Mushi slams it home. Death Prophet as the buyback, but no ultimate for now, and Art Style could be next. Is Mushi pulling this game onto his broad shoulders and taking over? It just might be the case. Now the Ember BOTs get purchased. Art Style trying to slow him down with the Degenerate, but the blink forward from Mushi. Does he have an Abyssal Blade ready to go? I think it's still on cooldown for a bit. 30 seconds and counting. But Fnatic gonna force at least one buyback here. Death or Prophet doesn't have it. They know the Omni Knight bought back as well, and they're going down mid. Fnatic, a nail biter thus far. They're up in terms of racks. They've got the lates going their way. And they are not going to make this easy for NaVi.
Like, you're okay with that. NaVi just used 4 buybacks for that fight. Fnatic used 2 themselves, and it was like the terrible position to be in. And the Darkseer having to die back, the buyback from the Venge as well, I think it was, giving 2 diebacks, but they just slightly overstay their welcome once again. And
they've used 4 buybacks, 2 in that fight, 2 kind of in the build up to that fight, and now find themselves with only an Oracle buyback for 5 minutes, something maybe Fnatic would.
It's a true kind of 4 Mushi game at this stage of the game. Like, he was getting swapped out to safety. The Ember was like throwing away his life to save Mushi. When that Exorcism first came out and Mushi got hexed, it looked like Mushi would just die there, but I think it was the Searing Chains from the Ember which kind of prevented the Death Prophet from chasing and bringing him down. So absolutely like clutch plays all across the board from both teams. And Fnatic,
and that's where you want to see the hexes like used in each other, because they used 1 hex, they didn't have the Death Prophet ult, then the Prophet died, then they got the hex and the Death Prophet ult off, but at that point you didn't have the follow-up lockdown.
And it was kind of all-in-ish play when Nature's Prophet used buyback to TP into the fight there, which is always a great buyback hero to have because it's in the fight, but he had to like cancel a TP or 2. Like, I think Dendi was respawning on Aegis and he's like, okay, where do I TP? Like, if I die again, this is like terrible for us. But that was kind of one of the big issues NaVi has, that they couldn't like disengage in that fight. They were just fully committed. Dendi was respawning from an Aegis. They were fully committed in the sense that Nature's Prophet had buyed back, not something you do just to push out lanes and not take the fight. So for Fnatic, they just kept AM alive long enough. And there was the second Mana Void of a fight. There was like an Exorcism that came up a minute into the fight. Then there was another Mana Void. Like, every big ultimate is now like rocked up halfway through the fight or towards the end for a second time.
And no matter how far ahead NaVi get, if they do, there's always a 1 Mana Void game. Back into a Mana Void on the Death Prophet or the Nature's Prophet, that could easily be a team wipe. 700 mana on her, 2500 mana on him.
Liking the decision to go for the crit a lot on Nature. That's helped secure a lot of these kills, and
still doesn't need an no evasion on.
What the highest doing with this ultimate, or whether that's a Linken's or a Hex.
Feels like a Hex?
Yeah, looking at it, you think Hex, you see ulti or Voidstone, and the fact he can buy like opponents, but such a good Linken's game, and I don't. Hex this game not as important for the side of Fnatic. They're building a Linken's on Ember, and that really shows that Ember dealing out damage is not the big problem here. It's very much just keeping itself and Mushi alive.
Mushi trying to bait some stuff out. KB, the team rolling into support. He's onto the high ground. He's going to force the issue. NaVi, 4 buybacks in the gutter. This is going to be a hard hold for them. Can't make any mistakes. The first Hex off. Then they start to nuke Mushi. He gets silenced right as he's attempting to blink away, punched up in the air. Mushi melting to the damage, but the Mop is gonna save him. Beautifully played again and again. Net the savior. Mushi now healing up. The Spirit Siphon going along with the Ghost. They finally kill up the Vent, but they've committed a lot just for Avenge. Darkseer wall, zoning Navi back, and if they just wait for the Step Prophet ult to go down, gods, might have a big window here.
Most impressive about Net swaps is he's always waiting for like the very last second. He's letting Navi use as many spells, as many hexes as they think they're willing to use on Mushi and secure the kill. And then when he's like 200, 300 HP, Net swaps him out, and Mushi with a guard insta-regens and can re-engage into the fight. So it's worth like putting Mushi in that bit of extra danger to just force a second hex out, and Exorcism got you there as well. So I think if you instantly swap him out, you lose Venge, and Navi probably hold on to Exorcism and don't even have to. So this play has been really on point. Fnatic have a very kind of game plan as far as those pushes go when they put a dangerous spot on the high ground.
This part of the game where everybody starts to get items aside from Net. So Caress is now complete on the Tusk.
And
he's done his job. You can't fault his play at all, but he is absolutely on food stamps and still eating every scrap of bread he can find.
Yeah. Haya's going for the Lincoln as well, so they're going to have double Lincolns off Dire side here, which is, I think, ultimately going to give a huge ability for them to push and siege high ground. Like, you never know if they're going to block a Hex or something. As soon as you see a Lincoln's proc, you can recast it on Mushi now that you've got two.
Mid one, a bold teleport in, and then a very cowardly Remnant out.
Not so bold.
I've reevaluated the situation, and I don't like my position. There's the blink forward for Mushi, finds the around the high ground. He's dead, down for 90, doesn't have the buyback. It is still cooling down, and Mushi may have just cracked this game open with that kill. But the whole Navi squad gets back in time. What it will allow is for the Ember to push top in freely. He knows where all the Navi heroes are. Nothing else. Lanes are going to be miserable for Navi as far as the creep equilibrium. Mid one, barreling down top. You can start to get to work on this melee any second now. And off the catapult. As soon as they go on top, better believe Anti-Mage is coming back bottom. Forward and re-engages. Dendy's there to slow him down, but he's going to get a range Rex, it looks like. Spirit Siphon going, and now back to the top lane, just playing a little old do-si-do, and Navi whacking the answers to it without that secondary Hex. Mushi will blink out. Death Prophet on the chase, and then the Ember back in through the top lane, and again, just getting split pushed to Days Fnatic. The execution is so much better than what we saw in the qualifiers. This feels like a team that has gone back to the locker room and done some talk work here. Sleight of Fist coming through, mid one. They managed to get that melee Rex bottom as well, so it's getting close to Mega Groups, and now Mushi, he sees opportunity. He could go for hero kills, but screw it. He says, I want the Megas, the team, tanking up the Death Prophet ult and surviving for a very long time. And even if they get a couple kills, the buybacks are all online. There's 5 for Fnatic. They've got so much insurance. Policy after policy. They might need it all, though. Mushi now in a bit of danger. He throws out the Mana Void. It's quite underwhelming. Blinks away to the high ground. The crit follows him. Not enough for the kill. Creeps forming into the base. Hurrah. Also in danger. Getting hounded inside of his own teammate Shards. And now mid one gonna back off, but slides back in. It's Axmo's turn to be in trouble, though, dragging him away from the team with the snowball forward. And all the while, it's a lonely Omni Knight trying to play tower defense against the world. Hurrah. Brownie Mushi is gonna come in on him. Does he drop the buyback, or does he slow roll at 100 seconds? If he doesn't want to use it, mid one's gonna pay as well. That's 2 cores down, but look at the base. Navi, they might be at a point where they just have to brute force a lane and just YOLO it, because Fnatic have a massive map control advantage.
Yeah. Not need to get caught out. The Ember of the AM a bit sloppy towards the end there, like getting caught when they need to, and they could have just completely disengaged, but saw a possible kill and Tusk went for it. But being up the Mega Creeps, it's pretty much game in the bag for Fnatic at this stage.
Sure, Anti-Mage. You've got your double BKB now, double Abyssal, double Mana Void.
I mean, look at all these crazy items just coming out. Like they've what's Darkseer done?
He bought a new one because he ran out of charge.
Oh, he didn't go for the link, the Perseverance into the Lotus head. So.
And then he bought a new Diffusal Blade because I believe he ran out of charges on the level 2.
On both Diffuse. That's how good Diffusal was this game. Like against Omni Knight,
gotta love the
Hex,
item selection. They
are just. I mean, Ohio's had like a terrible scoreline all game long, but been playing that selfless role. And the responsible off-laner.
Alright, guys, is this where you go all in? They're pushing the lanes out.
It's kind of gotta be, but like, you know, Chen ain't
look at these creeps, they can't even kill them, they need the Prophet.
That's the creep wave dead. Chen even heals them up.
He heals them up, and he brings them back, and they're just gonna retreat.
He might be able to just do that with the wave too, if they really want to. And even
can they even go all in? I mean, at this point, the buybacks aren't required. Not Fnatic are gonna have the whole gang ready to go, and pushing into vacuum for Spirit and Wall.
Yeah, most importantly, that's Fnatic. Yeah, they're going to be able to hold on without having their buyback. For NaVi, you win this game by taking a fight and killing heroes and having their buybacks on cooldown. So
if they go back to defending the lanes, though, aren't we just going to see Fnatic do the same old thing where the anti-mage comes from one lane, the Ember from another, and the tower, which can't move?
I mean, I guess for NaVi, just this time they don't have to defend multiple lanes. It's just tier 4 tower and throne. That's, you can see like one of the big weak points of Death Prophet when that last push happened, because there's no opportunity to use Exorcism when it's like a Spirit top lane pushing in an AM bottom. You just don't find those good opportunities for your ultimate in a big team fight. But
on the flip side, it also means you're down to just the throne.
Yeah, so NaVi is set. This was the plan. You have just one building to protect, and that means it's a 5v5 fight. That's where NaVi is strongest.
These guys are so smart.
They wanted to get mega.
More
creeps,
teams
LD.
should let other teams get megas. Yep. Why hasn't Secret thought of this yet?
Well, NaVi just Fnatic, where
they don't even have to push the side lanes. They're just jumping in on their own. And now Axmo out in the wilderness. And the Pain here has the Blink Dagger ready. Do they have any detection?
Invisibility.
Search party for now. In. There's a triple dragon mid lane. Namushi, who's anxious to pounce. The whole gang marches forward. They're going to isolate Arcstone. That's a big kill if they can grab it. He's forced to Omni Knight very early on. Mushi has BKB'd, and then he's going to commit the Exorcism. How to get more out of this. Snowball into mid one. Who are they going to commit for? Ohio looking to turn the fight. Can he find the opening? Mid one is going to get X'd up. The swap out again. Not making the plays. And mid one's going to live it now onto the throne, baby. So they look to turn this one around. Flight of Fist forward. Mushi engages. He's got a BKB. He's got a Lotus Orb. They just can't focus him down. Ditya Ra running for his life. Leave me alone, anti-mage. I swear I won't ever use magic again. He has retreat now, but only for now. The Exorcism about to end. Ditya Ra rush back to the well. Not gonna make it. The Dragons are here. The end of days is upon NaVi, about to collect their second loss of the group stage. GG the call. Fnatic. Very few mistakes in the key moments here. Too many buybacks to work with. They'll grab it, and the Nailbiter, 57 minutes in, win for them.
Ooh, that was a really kind of interesting look at like the new patch and how things can be played. A great showing of how to deal with like a Death Prophet in general, like through the split push, through the kind of rat to place, which is Prophet was on the other side. They had Nature's Prophet, but it was the anti-mage, and